Hi, can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Excellent. Well, welcome everyone to today's webinar. My name is Catherine Ryan. I am the head of marketing here at Skyline, and I am so excited to be here with you guys hosting this event today. Before we get too far in, there's a couple housekeeping points to review. The first is that we're aiming for about 20 to 25 minutes of content. So we'll leave about 5 to 10 minutes at the end for questions. So if you have a question, please enter it in your questions area on your GoToWebinar dashboard, and our presenters will be happy to answer that at the end of our time together. Second, this webinar is being recorded, so everyone who registered will receive an email later today that will contain a link to a recording of this webinar, as well as other helpful links that will help you get in touch with anyone that you see here in this presentation. Now, it is my special pleasure to announce the formal partnership of Skyline Software Systems, Inc. and Advanced Technology Labs, a Yuneec company, one of the world's largest drone manufacturers. This partnership gives Yuneec customers an opportunity to use their data to create incredible, accurate 3D models and superior 2D maps with True Orthos using Skyline's new PhotoMesh UAV package. As part of this collaboration, Yuneec customers will also have access to Skyline's world-class data visualization and dissemination tools. So here to talk about this new partnership and the incredible solutions that it brings the entire UAV industry, we have Phil Mann, the General Manager, Advanced Technology Labs America, Robert Peters, the CEO here at Skyline Software Systems, and Itai Schechter, Skyline's Director of Production. So thank you so much, gentlemen, for being here today. And
Pleasure being here.
Thank you.
Our pleasure. Thank you very much.
And a quick review of our agenda. We will start off with Robert Peters giving a few words about Skyline and an overview of the new partnership, followed by Phil Mann with a few words on Yuneec and introducing us to the newest member of their commercial UAV family. And we'll end with a live demonstration and deeper look at Skyline's PhotoMesh UAV by Itai Schechter. So with that, I will turn it over to our CEO here at Skyline Software Systems, Inc., Robert Peters.
So thank you, Catherine, and welcome everybody. For those on the East Coast, good afternoon. For Europeans, good afternoon. And for our West Coast audience, good morning. Thank you for joining us. We're very excited to be kicking off our introduction into the UAV market, although we've been working with a number of UAV operators and providers over the last couple of years. We're very excited to be partnering now with some what we consider a world-class UAV manufacturers and products, as well as service providers. And you'll be seeing a couple of these over the course of this exposition over the next 2 days. But the first off, we're just really excited to be working with Yuneec, and we really appreciate Phil joining us from the US side of Yuneec. And we're excited to learn a lot about their new product, the E520, the 520E, which is really a world-class industrial commercial grade UAV, and we're excited to see and let our audiences know about it. For Skyline, for those who have not worked with Skyline, we're about a 25-year-old company. We specialize in geospatial visualization, measurement, distribution, and then now production. We've had a production capacity that has been in the large-scale mapping and surveying industries for a number of years now. A large customer base is the U.S. military for us, and so this is really, I'm originally from the UAV industry. I've worked at AI in the early 2000s, so I've been through the beginnings of what the UAV industry was all about, and I'm really excited by where it's coming and where it's going. And so with that, this was a natural partnership to partner with a company with the quality of a product like Yuneec. And with our products, we now can provide the operators a really high, robust use for the data they're collecting. With our new PhotoMesh UAV package that we've introduced this week, you'll get 2 pieces of software. One is PhotoMesh, which does a fantastic job of providing you highly accurate, high quality, very sharp images, very clear colorization of the imagery, as well as it gives you the ability to see a fantastic amount of your work. So you can see exactly where you took the photos. If you don't like it, you can run it again. It's your license, it's your software, it's on your computer. So you can go out, take a couple extra images, bring it in, and rerun the process and improve the quality of your image, giving you a better product to give to your customer. The other advantage is that you'll get a visualization tool. So you'll be able to mensur, you'll be able to do measurements, do slope and grade analysis. A lot of things that really have not been viable for you until you had all of the different capabilities of both 2D and 3D digital twin creation. So we're really excited to be bringing this to market. And with that, I'm going to let Phil fill you in on the Yuneec product line and Yuneec company. So thank you.
Where the slideshow is glitching, so give me just 1 second to get it back online.
Okay.
No problem, Catherine. Robert, thank you very much. It's also our pleasure to be working shoulder to shoulder with Skyline, its team, and its products on a worldwide basis. So, you know, Yuneec, here in the US, we're doing business as Advanced Technology Labs Americas, which is a Yuneec company. We're exclusively focused on commercial and industrial unmanned aerial vehicles. The company itself, we are a global company. By many reports, still the number 2, number 3 OEM, drone OEM in the world. We do manufacture, you know, in our factory in China. We have R&D in Zurich, Switzerland. We have sales and services office here in Southern California, US. We have in Hamburg, Germany, and then a number of truly great system integrators, value-added resellers who know how to support and put everything together. For our company, we were actually introducing an enhanced version of the H520. For those who are familiar with it and for those who aren't familiar with it, it is a hexacopter. That makes it very stable in the wind, which is important for any type of mapping and survey because it doesn't wait for bad weather. By being a hexacopter as well, you know, if you lose a rotor, it will still fly. Therefore, you have tremendous, you know, just the reliability and availability of the product. And then we have plug and play payloads. Oh, very good. Here's a slide. So this is the Yuneec holding company on a worldwide basis. Next slide. So I think you can go through these slides, but here you see the, you know, our UAV, the H520, serving agriculture purposes. It's widely used in construction. We have a number of talks during the conference on this. Inspection for towers, doesn't really matter where in the world you are. And then it just, like I said, on these payloads, we have a very high quality camera for a lot of precise mapping and surveying. Here, this is a cell tower inspection. Then we have thermal. We have using the FLIR sensors, you know, up to 640 by 512. And then finally, optical zoom. Here you're seeing imagery at 1.2 miles away, you know, when required. All of this then fits into, you know, fits well into PhotoMesh. So without further ado, thank you very much for allowing us to participate, and over to Ite to show the amazing values that the two products have together.
No problem. So I'll quickly review the Photomesh UAV package that we have bundled with Yuneec and are offering specifically for the UAV market, and then we can go over the actual demonstration of the products from PhotoMesh and the Skyline Terra Explorer. So the basic features and capabilities that we focus on, extremely high accuracy and quality, pretty much the optimized for creating sharp corners, sharp edges, really best use of the texture. We produce all of the basic 3D mesh formats, including Skyline's 3D ML. You could also produce a point cloud, an LAS format, or True Ortho, and elevation layers. And we combine nadir, oblique, terrestrial images, all in a highly automated fashion. And you can also incorporate control points. You can work in any coordinate system, vertical datum, projection that is required by your customers. The visualization side you could use for displaying different layers such as GIS on top of the 3D model, simulating movement, particle engines to simulate fog or smoke, as well as objects moving, and do any sort of measurement analytics in 3D. So that's really the full range of quality that we're working with. To give you the quick demo, this is a sample from the E520 Yuneec drone. And this is the final output being displayed inside Terra Explorer. So the PhotoMesh UAV package includes the processing software, which is the PhotoMesh, as well as the visualization and analytics suite, which is Terra Explorer. You could see the general quality, and I'll jump back a little bit and we can go over how this was made, the process for creating this data. So, and then we'll jump back in and show the full tool set and capabilities, features that are available in the full suite. So to cover the PhotoMesh side, this project is, in this case, nadir only. And I have two projects to demonstrate. One of them is a nadir only project. The other one is a combination of nadir and oblique, to see how the software deals with both of these. But this is courtesy of Universal Aerial Ventures, a unique customer and user and flyer out of Oklahoma. So you can see this is the display of the images and how they were collected. This is a single image. And even though the images are nadir only, you could see on the side of the image, given the field of view and the lens opening, you could clearly see the sods, and you have very good parallax for doing depth measurement and creating the model. So out of good overlap nadir data, we take the entire data set. We produce a aerial triangulation of the data set. And as part of it, we calibrate the sensor and the lens. So the principal point, all the radial distortions, we adjust the focal length, whatever is necessary to achieve a good quality correlation between all the images. And this is a sample of all the tie points that were extracted in this data set. So a very robust aerial triangulation engine. At that point, we go through a full process of dense pixel extraction. See, this is a sample point cloud that was extracted from any combination of two or more images that were able to correlate data. And then we go through the process of creating a surface. So this is the surface. You can see one of the clear advantages that Skyline has is we do something called edge extraction. So we extract linear features, essentially break lines. So you can see over here, there's a very sharp edge to the building, and corners are also correlated with very high fidelity. That helps create a much more realistic view and less of sort of a melting effect. This is one tile. So the project can be divided up into tiles, and there's also the option of utilizing multiple computers for parallel processing and scaling for large projects with the PhotoMesh UAV Pro. And then at the end of the process, everything gets combined into a single 3D model, which has built-in pyramids and levels of detail. So you can see it's very easy to move around and also stream over the internet. So this is just an example of what you could do with nadir-only data set with good overlap and good resolution, which is already a pretty good product. The other data set that we're going to review real quick and then jump into the Terra Explorer side, the visualization engine. This is a nadir and oblique project. So you can see these are the nadir images that were collected. And then these are the oblique images that were flown in both north-south and east-west direction, each time pointing at a different angle. So you see this is pointing towards the south, this other strip pointing toward the north, and then the same thing with the east and then the west. So we're also able to automatically calculate all of these images. And we calculate 100% of them with good residual, and we can calibrate as many cameras as necessary in the process, and we can treat them as different cameras to achieve the best quality in the geometric output, the bundle adjustment. So you can see the difference is once you have the obliques is you clearly have a better mapping of facades and sides of objects such as walls. The edge extraction still takes place to produce a very clean edge line. It also allows you to get underneath features using the oblique imagery. So things like getting data underneath trees, as well as capturing poles from the side to have better representation of thin features. So these are the examples of PhotoMesh with different unique projects being processed through. Now on the Terra Explorer side, once the data is brought in, everything that we do is in a real world location. So you can see, zoom out, this is in North Germany, near the border with Denmark. And we can incorporate additional ortho layers or stream in WMS layers. So you could take advantage of Mapbox or Bing or really any other background layer, as well as Skyline has its own base globe imagery and terrain. Now everything is displayed on a global scale, and it's also in 2.5D. So you get representation of terrain and any sort of elevation relief. So to give you some insight into the capabilities for measurements and analytics, any sort of 3D measurement is possible, whether it's on a slope or a 3D plane, a 3D area, general vertical measurements, horizontal measurements. This is a measurement of the garage door, as well as 3D analytics. So you can see over here, I'm simulating a flight, and this is what the camera would be able to view from the flight. So a moving 3D view shed, as well as a static view shed, which could then be used to analyze a camera view and obstructions from different angles in order to understand how to position certain things. And then I could also simulate smoke, wind, water, any sort of effect that using our very advanced particle engine. So these are some of the capabilities that are available. The other ones which are built into the tool on the fly, you could do a terrain profile. So if I wanted to, let's say, view a side view of this line, I can calculate the profile and then have a view of everything that is within that line. And also I can measure slope on it, measure distances, as well as display a dynamic slope map on the fly. So I can see also the directionality of the slope as well as the angle of it. And also a contour map, which is also dynamic. So as I zoom in, it brings in more contour lines. So you can really get a sense of the depth. And of course, you can just measure it. Besides the visual aspect of it. So let's say if I wanted to measure the distance from here to here, you can see I have a 3D measurement of both the vertical difference and the horizontal distance and the aerial distance, as well as the slope. So this is all possible within the tool. The last specific feature that I'm going to review is the photo inspector. So the photo inspector allows you to view the raw images, the original images that were used to produce the data, and this could be utilized in order to do inspection or get access to the native resolution of the pixels. So let's say if I wanted to view this sign in one of the images, I can click on it, and then it gives me the option for which images view it. I can decide to, let's say, view it from a certain distance or what I think is the closest image, and there's the image. And that's the location I clicked with the image on it. And you can also see the smoke that is coming out of these chimneys that actually wound up being modeled a little bit. So this gives you an idea of what the original image looks like. You could also create inspection layers, and those inspection layers can contain additional attributes that you could fill in as you mark them. So let's say if I wanted to mark an area that I consider to have an issue, I can mark it, and then I can also create a new inspection layer in an area that I think is something that needs to be reviewed or that I found something in for analysis. So I can just do a quick square over here, and then I could feed in your name, let's call it Rust, and description, and say requires ground inspection. And that becomes a layer that you can then export really into any common format, SQLite, shapefile, geodatabase, or 3D geospatial PDF. So those are some of the ways that you could utilize and accumulate inspection layers inside the tool. So any questions so far, we'll be able to address them.
There's one about software providing automated flight capabilities.
Yeah, so the software is not really used for flight planning built in. We do have a very robust API. So Skyline Terra Explorer allows you to utilize the 3D engine and all of the tools that are available in order to create your own workflow and your own applications. We have certain customers that utilize it in order to do flight analysis or automated flight analysis. We're more of a technology firm. As you can see, we focus on developing the 3D technology, optimizing the 3D streaming, and all of the 3D tools that are available on top of the layers. And we work a lot with other businesses, like Yuneec in this case, drone manufacturers, but also industry-specific ones, like in mining and construction, who then utilize our API, something that is capable. The question on the photo inspector, it is an add-in that we can produce TEZs that get installed inside the software. So that's something that is possible to have as an add-on in Terra Explorer. We look in the future to maybe have it built into the tool to some capacity, and then it'll also be available through the API for people to customize and add additional features to. So if there's no further questions, I think we're getting close to the end of the half-hour slot. One more thing that I would like to highlight is we can create an automated presentation. So once you bring the project in, sort of like a macro, you could record certain steps, fly to different locations. And then when you distribute the project to somebody else, all they have to do is double click the presentation, and then you see it goes to different locations. You can add captions. You can turn layers on and off automatically, measurement objects. So you essentially create a scene or a fly through that at any point could be paused. You could view it, you could turn it around, you could show something, and then you can go back to the presentation and continue playing it.
Excellent. Thank you so much, guys. That was fascinating. If there are no other questions, I will remind everyone that you will, oh, I see one more question. Itai, they're asking about software in real time.
Yes, minimum computer hardware to run the software. The minimum is probably 16 gigabytes of RAM, an i7 or an i9. We do not require a very high powered GPU. We can work with the onboard video card. In terms of running the software in real time, I don't think using the drone computer would be enough, but you could definitely, as soon as the images come down, because we have the ability to scale up and run on several machines at once. In our internal production, we have almost 100 computers running. So you can set up in the field a 5-computer setup, and they don't have to be powerful computers. They could be mini PCs that are the size of basically a VHS tape. And then you can set up a 5-computer configuration that can process through the data very quickly. Let's say a project of about this size, that's about 200 images, would process on a single computer within 7 or 8 hours. But if you run it on 5 computers, it could finish in an hour or an hour and a half. So you can have the results pretty soon after you land. Or you could transmit them to your office, your home office, or a processing center, and have them processed on multiple computers there. It's really a question of whether you want to load it onto the internet or do it locally and not be relied on internet and get the results right away in the field. So we support both of those options with different configurations.
Excellent, thank you. If that is it for questions, I'll remind everyone that you will receive a link to view this webinar that should be out in a couple hours. It'll also have links to Yuneec and Skyline's Photomesh UAV platform. Thank you so much for bearing with us with those few little technical difficulties. I hope you enjoyed today's webinar. Thank you so much to Advanced Technology Labs for being here, and thank you all for tuning in today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone, and stay safe and enjoy the day.
Thanks. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day. Bye.